Hi, this is Arnav from the Taos marketing team. This is the fifth episode in our landing page teardown series, where we take a landing page from a different industry each week and we critique it in ways that could help it improve its conversion rate. This week, we're taking a look at the homeowners insurance industry. This is an interesting industry because insurance in general is notorious for being a very competitive space in digital advertising. And the reason for that is twofold. First of all, they have a relatively high CPC. As you can see over here, it's about $49.41. And if you look at the other key terms on the right over here, they're comparable. So the range is between $10 and $50 approximately. Which is relatively high. It's not the highest we've seen in this series, but what really makes it a high ad spend industry is the fact that, coupled with a reasonably high CPC, is a high search volume. So homeowners insurance, the term which I just looked up, gets about 110,000 searches a month, which is significantly more than any of the other industries we've looked at so far. And this is it makes sense because I think 85% of all homes in the US at least are insured through homeowners insurance. So there's a lot of demand for this, and the byproduct of that is that if you look at a lot of the companies that are advertising over here, you have names which are pretty recognizable. They're household names. They run Super Bowl commercials. So there's Progressive, GEICO, and actually I clicked on the GEICO ad just because I like their commercials so much. So I opened up GEICO's landing page, and this is what they sent to me. Honestly, there isn't much to critique in this landing page because there really isn't much on this landing page. This is just one fold, and it's just asking me for my zip code. And if you've watched my previous teardowns, you'll know that I'm actually a fan of landing pages which are minimalist, which don't really have much text and don't really have much content on the page because it reduces the distractions. Over here, as a prospect, all I can do is either go to GEICO's homepage by clicking on home over there, or I can give my zip code. So it really removes any distractions from the lead gen process. That being said, in the case of, I don't think GEICO's executed too well on the minimalist landing page. Their landing page just looks like a traditional landing page, from which they've stripped away all of the original content. And as a result, it looks a little weird because when I land on a traditional looking landing page where it's mostly graphical, it's mostly visual, the navigation, they have buttons, they have a form. These are all elements that you would see on a traditional landing page. When I land on something like this, I expect to see the sorts of stuff that I'm used to on a traditional landing page. I expect to see a image. I expect to see icons. Maybe I don't really expect to see something that is so stripped down. And it is possible to do this through a traditional-ish landing page. Progressive, for example, doesn't really have much on their landing page either. They just ask for your lead, much like GEICO does, but they at least have this image of flow over here, which makes it more relatable to their branding through their ads, which I'm surprised GEICO didn't do because, I mean, I love the GEICO lizard. It would have been cool if they included some of that personality in here. But the end result is this page looks a little bit weird. The thing that rubs me the wrong way is just the amount of white space that's there around the actual lead generation area, and the fact that they have you can see the sort of terms of use, privacy, security, which would usually be there in the footer of a landing page, and you'd have to scroll a little bit to get there. To me, it just feels like they took a traditional landing page and they just removed all the elements that weren't essential to the lead generation process. And the end result is a little bit jarring, the white space, the footer. You think that's a cosmetic issue, but surprisingly enough, prospects they're human beings, they're irrational, and even something small, cosmetic like this, a staid-looking bare landing page, which has a lot of white space on it, can be off-putting because it doesn't really look particularly good. Now, that being said, there is a way to. I am a fan of having less content on the page because people aren't reading much content. If you give them too much content on the page, they're just going to skim through it. So there is some merit to taking this minimalist approach. It just has to be executed a little better. So one example is the progressive example, where they made it a little bit more visual and it looks a little bit more interactive, a little less boring. But the other option is a conversational landing page. So this is one I created for out of the GEICO landing page. I took a look at their form a little bit, and I created this basic lead gen conversational landing page. I added a little bit of the branding, which I was talking about, the lizard, and it essentially captures a lead. Now, the beauty of using a conversational landing page to achieve the same effect that GEICO is going for with the zero distractions is that a chat interface is geared towards showing short pieces of text at a time. So when I land on a traditional landing page, I expect it to be information rich. I expect there to be images and blocks of text. But when I land on a chat interface, I expect there to be shorter pieces of text. In fact, SMS, I think the SM stands for short messages or short messaging. So this interface is just geared towards shorter pieces of text. So it's, in a sense, inherently made to be as minimalist as possible. For example, if you look at the messages the bot is sending me, so everything on this side of the chat, these messages, just as a consequence of the chat bubbles being the way that they are, cannot go into the right margin of this chat space. And if it did, it would look weird. But this is essentially a piece of white space that users are expecting, where this white space on the traditional landing page below the lead generation form is a type of white space they're not expecting. So it's all about managing expectations. You can have a minimalist landing page like this. It's just about presenting it in the right way. And a conversational landing page, just because it is a chat interface, allows you to do that. That's pretty much it for today. There really isn't much to critique on this landing page. They really haven't given me much to play with. But it's interesting to look at new landing pages like this. Anyways, if you have a landing page of your own that you want us to do a teardown of, drop a link in the comments, and also give us your feedback. We love hearing it. Thank you.